Hello and welcome. Let me try and tell you about God. In doing so, the atheist might be drawn to an experience of such, and the believer can have a more profound relationship with the Creator. I studied undergraduate science in college, and for a long time I held strongly the views of an atheist. After about 5 years of truth searching through literature, Eastern religion, poetry, psychology, and mysticism, I decided to read the Gospel. Why not, I thought. Given my reading, I realized it had had a major impact on Western culture. It's considered an important book. Unexpectedly, the good book, as it's called, somehow imparted a profound, revelatory, and awakening encounter. No other book that I had read before, then or since, conveys such profound meaning to my existence as a human. No poetry or literature had ever produced the feelings of transcendence and boundless love that these writings had. No other philosophy or psychology had identified so perfectly the problems of the human condition and, as well, offered a course of action to mitigate them. Perhaps then it was the written word of the architect of creation. How will you know unless you read with open heart the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? But not everyone has the same experience reading the Gospel. Why is that? If I show you a door and say, "Go and knock and the door will be answered," but instead you run the other direction, then there's no way for you to understand what is behind the door. It's as if some people look for problems and not understanding. I wonder if it's symptomatic of the brokenhearted. Damage to the emotional aspect of our being, especially when young, can affect a bias in understanding. Another issue is the discrepancy between the modern scientific headset that we all grow up with and the historical account of Jesus with its miracles and supernatural acts. It's important to posit that if an all-powerful God exists, then miracles would not be impossible, but in an ordered universe, very unusual. Suspend your disbelief and consider that science has only just begun to uncover the unseen mysteries of creation. A popular question by atheists, and one that I had in college, was, why should I have faith in the Judeo-Christian God and not any of the multitude of others? Why not Zeus or Krishna? Well, instead of dismissing the idea of gods completely, reflect on the concept that we are spiritual beings. This is again subtle, but nevertheless something that can be experienced. Even though there's not much in the way of scientific evidence, there is the long history of definitive human awareness. Various references of mind and spirit are found throughout literature, philosophy, and psychology, among others. So, the spiritual part of our being can be looked at as a type of awareness, and it's through this awareness that we get our perception of God. The difficulty and confusion arise because God by nature is hidden. Therefore, humans add in where they like, based on 1. Their culture, 2. Fears and desires, and 3. Level of awareness. Zeus is a kind of place marker. We know there's something there at the edge of our consciousness, but it's difficult to grasp. Think of an amoeba trying to understand the thoughts and doings of a modern first-world human. Any complete conceptualization would be out of reach based on the vast difference between the two organisms. Having read other religious texts, I can express my own doubtless surety that the Gospel represents a leap forward in our relationship and realization of God. It's because of this that I found God and can say that these writings are unlike anything else I've ever encountered. Reading it, you will be touched by ultimate truth and perfect good. Jesus Christ became an immaculate conduit for God's light, and the Gospels record his ministry. So I say, and I'm recommending a book here, read the Gospel for life, love, and truth. I can recommend the King James Version, KJV, for college-level reading, or the New King James, NKJV, if the Old English-style writing is any kind of obstacle for you. Peace be with you, and thank you for watching.